All right, well, good evening, fans. Welcome in here tonight on Audio Sports Online. I'm Rob Kendall, along with Lex Zorn. It's senior night from the Cascade High School as your cadets are set to take on the Stars of Western Boone. Our final regular season broadcast in what has been an awesome year of bringing you the Cascade High School boys and girls basketball. It is senior night, and we will get you to the festivities here momentarily. Before we do that, though, want to thank the fine principal out here at the Cascade High School, Mr. John Acton, also the athletic director, Mr. Scott Stevens. They have done such a great job helping us out all year long, and we could not do this without them. They have just been so outstanding, and we certainly appreciate all of their support during our inaugural broadcast season. And we say this is the regular season finale because we'll have the sectionals for you coming up here in a couple of weeks. But tonight we put a bow on the 2016-2017 regular season. And before we get to our broadcast night, including the starting lineups and more, let's go ahead and thank the sponsors that make our broadcast possible. And we get things started with Platinum Partner CJ's Pizza, Platinum Partner AIC Irrigation, Diamond Partner North Salem State Bank, and Diamond Partner Best Way Drywall Incorporated. And those outstanding sponsors and more have made it possible for us to be out here all year long. Still 3 minutes up on the clock. They're going through some senior day announcements as the players are being recognized. And at this time, we'll bring in our play-by-play man for the evening, Lex Zorn. Lex, at senior night, always an emotional night as we bid farewell to our seniors here at Cascade High School.
Yes, absolutely. It is, Rob. And, I remember it was just 2 weeks ago yesterday or 3 weeks ago yesterday that we had the senior day for the girls. That was one of the best girls senior classes in Cascade's 53-year history with Bailey Walker, Michaela Collier, Lexi Gross, and Laura Batts, who helped lift the program to new heights, including a school record-tying 17 wins this year and ranking as high as number 5 in the state in Class 2A. And this boys senior class featuring Alec Alderson, Evan Birch, Chase Edwards, and Jaden Hopper has had, a lot of great success as well, and also one of the great senior classes in Cascade history. Entering this season, the cadets had a losing record in each of the last 4 seasons as well as 8 of the last 9, but this team finally got it turned around with this great senior class as well as heavy contributions from junior Dalton DuBois. But tonight belongs to the seniors, and we certainly hope to give them a great send-off victory as we did for the girls in their senior day game against Speedway back on January the 26th. And I'll tell you, tonight, we see right now as we speak, the seniors are being honored one by one, accompanied onto the court with their parents, and each, like as this was the case with the girls, each being given a goodie bag. So I don't know what's in the bag, but it's topped off with a helium basketball-shaped balloon. So. And we got a really nice crowd here. We have probably in the neighborhood of 300 or 400 fans here. We should have more filing in before the night is over. And what hopefully will be a nice win over Western Boone. It should be a win. Western Boone is a very young team. They enter the game with a record of 5-14. However, they have improved significantly down the stretch. They started off 1-9. However, they have played relatively even since then, going in 4-5 the rest of the way. However, they are a very young team. Their second, third, and fourth leading scorers are all sophomores, and to add to their youth, on their of their 13 junior varsity players, 10 are sophomores. 3 are sophomores, and get this, 10 are freshmen. So it is a very young program that head coach J.R. Howell is building down there, and certainly they're showing a lot of promise for the future. But Cascade is a team of the present, and we're hoping to get a nice home finale win for them tonight. And then, of course, after that, they do have one more regular season game next Tuesday night out at Covenant Christian, a school, Class 2A school on the west side of Indianapolis. And
now here's how old I am, Leck.
Yeah.
J.R. Howell's dad, Jimmy Howell, former coach at Brownsburg High School. In fact, he replaced Steve Bruns when Bruns left for various reasons in the late 90s. I played under Jimmy Howell very briefly, and J.R. Howell, his son, was our ball boy, or the ball boy for the basketball
right.
team. So we used to travel, J.R. used to travel on the bus, and then later I became a videographer for the basketball team, and J.R. traveled on the bus there too. So, yes, and J.R. did win a state championship at LaPel with his dad as the coach. That was their home where they were from. That's where they ended up moving back to. And J.R. then went on to play at Marion High School, or I'm sorry, I believe it was Marion College. After going back to LaPel. So J.R. Howell, no stranger to winning basketball, and he'll try to bring some of that winning mentality to the Western Boone Stars.
Yeah, and certainly looks like they're on their way there. I mean, if really to do what they've done this year, especially in the second half of the season, they, like I said, after that 1-9 start, they've been 4 and 5 since. And their second, third, and fourth leading scorers are all sophomores. So certainly, they are a team that is building toward the future. And certainly wish them well, except for tonight, of course. But, yeah, it is great that Coach Howell, has such a promising career going and, certainly trying to rebuild the program here at Western Boone, which is aiming for its first sectional championship since the year 2000. Cascade aiming for theirs since their first since 2006. I wish we had the sectional lineups for you tonight. Unfortunately, we don't. So we'll have to check. You'll have to check the your local listings for that. Or check online. They're going to announce the listings on Sunday, and whenever it is, we will be bringing you their sectional debut 2 weeks from now. Could be as early as a week from Tuesday. Maybe not until 2 weeks from tonight, depending on whether they get the bye or not. They will be playing in the South Putnam sectional, and at the very least at halftime, we will look at the other teams in the sectional. It is a fairly favorable sectional for Cascade. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, because we did that for the girls. It looked almost a sure thing that they were going to it looked like almost a sure thing that the girls were going to win their sectional. Unfortunately, that was not the case. But at the same time, it does look promising nevertheless. And regardless of what happens, this is this has been unquestionably a very successful season for Cascade. When you look at everything this program has been through, you going back as recently as 4 years ago, Cascade was a 3-18 team. And then the next year, these seniors were all freshmen, and their first 3 years in high school, they all hovered around the 7-8 win mark. And finally, this year, they got over the hump. And and I'll tell you, it's not just that they're 12-8 and that they've clinched a winning record, although that certainly makes it sweeter. But another thing is, like the girls, I mean, even though Cascade is a Class 2A team, they really schedule like a 3A team. I mean, when I look at some of the opponents for both the boys and the girls this year, some of the other 2A teams, I mean, it's basically all 1A and 2A teams who they play. So, really 12-8 with the schedule that the boys have played would be probably more like 16-4 against the schedule of the typical 2A team in the state this year. And things like that can really toughen you up for the tournament. So, anyway, let's take a look at these two teams. First for Cascade, they are led by a senior, Evan Birch. He's a 6'2 guard, should be playing collegiately somewhere in this fall. He's averaging 17.4 points a game. Their second leading scorer is junior center Dalton DuBois at 6'5", averages 15.1 points and 9.6 rebounds a game, just under a double-double. And then third on the team in scoring is the starting point guard, Alec Alderson. He's also a senior, only 5'10". He is Evan Birch's cousin, and Alderson averages 10.2 points as well as a team-high 3.4 assists a game. The other senior on this team, Chase Edwards, getting a start tonight. So just as we did with the girls, all four seniors are starting. Chase Edwards has played in 15 games this year, averaging 0.6 of a point a game. And then rounding out the starting lineup tonight, the other senior, Jaden Hopper, who averages 5.4 points a game. Looking at the Western Boone Stars, their top player by far is senior Marshall Hodgen, who leads the team in points with 12.2 a game. rebounds with 3.8 a game, assists with 3.7 a game, and steals with 1.8 a game. And at that, we will pause for the national anthem.
Those who currently protect it, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Tonight's anthem is being performed by Cascade Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Doug McCoy. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Hey, there you go, the playing of our national anthem. I'm Rob Kendall along with Lex Zorn, coming to you tonight from the Cascade High School, where it is senior night. The cadets will take on the Western Boone Stars. And Lex, last time we saw Cascade, it was last week. A bit of a rough night for the cadets as they fell to the Plainfield Quakers.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have mixed feelings about that game. Certainly it would have been great to see Cascade pull off the win. And you hated to see them, get pounded the way they did. But, really it was payback for the 55-45 loss that Plainfield suffered to Cascade at Plainfield in the semifinal round of the Hendricks County basketball tournament back in early January. And, it was a game in which Plainfield was – that game in January, Plainfield was flat out embarrassed by Cascade in the second half. They learned from all the many mistakes they made in that game and fixed it and, got revenge. And, certainly getting a split with Plainfield, a very good 4A team this season, really is not bad. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, much like the Cascade girls in their loss to South Putnam in the sectional a couple of weeks ago, Cascade entered that game with Plainfield last Saturday, I believe, not prepared for what was going to be thrown at them by their opponent, and in each case it was a bad loss to a team that they had beaten earlier in the season. So, hopefully Cascade will learn from the mistakes of that game and correct them in their last two regular season games, especially tonight, so they can give these seniors a nice send-off win. So now set to tip off, we have Dalton DuBois for Cascade, and then Garrett Miller, a junior for Western Boone. Miller is averaging 4.2 points a game for the Stars. The tip, and is tipped over to Alec Alderson, the senior, playing his final home game. He's the point guard, third on the team in scoring, first in assists. And he pitches over to Jaden Hopper, now to Evan Birch, back to Hopper, back to Alderson. Now Alderson dribbles, now goes back near the midcourt line. Western Boone playing in a 2-3 zone, gives it over to Hopper, now over to Birch, over to the top of the key, now over to Alderson. Coming off a pick by Birch. Now no-look pass over to DuBois, now back to Birch at the left perimeter, over to Jaden Hopper. And now if Birch fakes a three, then dribbles over to the other side of the court, gives it to Alderson, fakes a three. Now behind the back dribble, and pitches over to DuBois, puts it up off the glass and in. So Dalton DuBois the team's second leading scorer, scores the first points of the game, and Cascade held it for nearly a minute on that first possession. They have a 2-0 lead. Now we have Peyton Young handling it for Western Boone. A three-pointer from the corner, in and out. Rebound there by Jaden Hopper, one of 4 seniors for Cascade, all of them in the starting lineup tonight. 3 of them usually are. Chase Edwards, usually a reserve, but is starting tonight. So now Evan Birch with the ball, pitches over to Dalton Dubois near the corner. Now Dubois, and now the miscommunication, but it's saved, almost saved there by Dubois, off the hands of Evan Birch, out of bounds to Western Boone. So Marshall Hodgen, the team's team's only senior starter, brings it up for the Stars. He leads the team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. However, the team's second, third, and fourth leading scorers are all sophomores, so there is a bright future for Western Boone, a team that's won 4 of its last 9 after that 1-9 start. Western Boone is a Class 3A team, although their schedule is roughly on par with what Cascades has been this season. Ball now tipped out of bounds to Western Boone. 2-0 your score. Cascade leading, 6:08 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton. So now Peyton Young, a sophomore, inbounding it. I tell you, I think, between football and basketball, I've probably commentated about 50 kids named Peyton this year, including a few girls.
Yeah, you better get used to it, because that one's going to be around for the next decade or so.
I believe you're right about that, yeah. So now a steal there by Hopper. He'll bring it up himself past the midcourt line, pitches over to Alderson, back to Dubois at the top of the key, now over to Birch. Western Boone's been playing in a 2-3 zone so far in this game. Alderson now has the ball near the midcourt line, over to Birch, fakes the 3, back over to Alderson, now to Hopper, back to Alderson. Dribbles, now patches over to Hopper, now cross court to Birch. Thinks about taking it inside, then pitches back out to Alderson behind the 3-point line. Alderson briefly dribbles, then pitches back to, and now a miscommunication there, and Alderson throws it away. His intended target was Hopper. I almost said intended receiver. Football's not for another 6 months, although it's certainly looking forward to the high school football season, which starts 6 months from tomorrow night. And I'm already counting down the days. I have missed the Friday Night Lights these last few months. So, anyway, so now the ball knocked out of bounds to Western Boone. Nearly 3 minutes into this game, only 2 points. Those on a layup by Dalton Dubois. So now, three-pointer wide open there. Somebody, I guess, missed an assignment, but it is in and out. And the rebound goes out of bounds to Western Boone. There were 3 cadets actually who tried to get it, and it went off to Dubois out of bounds. So now inside, and we got a three-pointer there, and it is good there by Lucas Morton, giving the Stars their first points of the game, and Western Boone leads for the first time 3-2. Lucas Morton is a sophomore for the Stars. He averages 10 points a game, second best on the team. So now a three-pointer there by Evan Birch, one of the seniors, off the rim, no good. Rebound there by Jack Gilliam, and now he gives it up to Marshall Hodgen, who brings it past the midcourt line. Now we've got Hodgen with the ball. He pitches over there to Young, back to Hodgen, over to Miller. Now over to Morton, who hit the 3 a little while ago. Now over to Miller. Now back over to Hodgen. So Western Boone showing great patience with the ball. They have a 1-point lead a little over halfway through this first quarter now. A very low-scoring game, 3-2 Western Boone. So now the cadets playing a 2-3 zone of their own, as Western Boone has been doing. Lucas Morton has the ball now, nearly takes it back to the midcourt line. Now Gilliam with the ball over to Hodgen for a 3, no good. Rebound by Dubois. So that's the second consecutive time when there have been at least 3 cadets going for the defensive rebound. And this time Dubois takes it all the way in himself and lays it in. No, that's Alderson, excuse me. So Alderson, playing in his final home game, gets 2 points to give the Cascade the lead again, 4-3. 14 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton. This is senior day. So now Marshall Hodgen with the ball over to Garrett Miller, back to Hodgen, inside to Gilliam. A layup, no good. Rebound there by Hopper. One of 4 seniors for Cascade. Hopper takes it all the way up himself, pitches over to Alderson, who fakes the 3, but he travels. So Western Boone will get the ball back, 2:52 to go, trailing by 3, and we got a timeout. Well, no, there's just a few. Now Ross Stevenson is in the game. Edwards and Hopper will sit down. So now Du Bois, Birch, Stevenson, Alec Alderson, and Michael Alderson into the game for the Cadets. And now near steal there. Nice attempt there by Du Bois. And though they're saying it last touched a Western Boone player. We cannot see most of the near baseline from our vantage point, so we apologize for that. But, obstructed views are part of the charm of these old high school gyms now. So Evan Birch now with the ball. Double team, pitches back out to Michael Alderson. Cross court to Alec Alderson. There are 2 Birches and 2 Aldersons here on this Cascade team. Alec and Evan are both seniors. And then we look forward to big things in the future from Michael Alderson and Ian Birch. So now Michael Alderson over to Birch. 3-pointer, hits it. So Evan Birch on senior day gets his first points. And that gives a 7-3 lead for the Cadets. 6 minutes into the game now. So now a 3-pointer on the other end, though, is good there by Morton. He has all 6 star points. 7-6 your score, 1:49 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton. So now Alec Alderson aggressively double-teamed, and they got, I think they're going to get Morton for a reach-in. Seemed like they were just playing a little over-aggressively there on defense there. Got a nice crowd here, about 500 fans here for Senior Day. Probably, I think it's the biggest regular season crowd we've seen in a while. They had more people here than this for the sectional a couple of weeks ago, the night that Cascade played. And now Birch for 3, and he hits it. So now 2 3-pointers in a row by Birch, and we got a timeout here. So Cascade with a 10-6 lead, 4 points tying their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, that was an official's timeout there,
Oh,
Lex.
sorry about that.
So they will resume play. And now nice defense by the Cadets, and we're going to get a timeout. Now we will get our timeout called by Tri-West. So 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
You're 4 days ahead. We commentate Tri-West next Tuesday. So, but anyway, though, nevertheless, it's been overall a very good start. A couple of turnovers by Cascade. Other than that, they've played very well so far. And especially, but the seniors, by the way, accounting for 8 of their 10 points. Du Bois scored the first points of the game on that easy lay-in early on. Then that's been followed by 6 points for Birch and by Evan Birch, and 2 by Alec Alderson. And so, as the Aldersons and Birches are cousins, so got 4 people in the same family on this Cascade team, and that's not terribly uncommon in some of these smaller schools. So, and it's part of the charm of covering these small schools. The last few years I've been commentating them, and now a 3-pointer there, no good. Oh, there's a good shot though. Rebound there by Michael Alderson, who brings it up for the Cadets. Pitches over to Evan Birch. Now back to Michael Alderson. Now coming off an attempted pick by Du Bois. Pitches over to Alec Alderson, who drives to the lane. Puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound, he gets his own rebound, puts it up. It's knocked away. Struggle for the loose ball, and it's controlled by Western Boone, and we got a foul here with 52.2 seconds to go here in the quarter. So now, now Hopper coming in for Alec Alderson. And now we have, for Western Boone, we have Sam Freeman coming in for Garrett Miller, both players being juniors. So now we've got, Lucas Morton bringing it up. He has all 6 Western Boone points. So now a drive to the basket and a 3-pointer from the corner no good off the front of the rim. Stevenson, the rebound, and he pitches over to Michael Alderson, who brings it up. Pitches back out to Hopper for 3, and he hits it. So Hopper, playing his final home game, gets his first points, and it's a 13-6 lead. That's the biggest lead of the game for Cascade. 14 seconds to go. Western Boone very well could hold for the last shot. So now, but no, steal by Evan Birch, 8 seconds to go. He brings it past midcourt himself, pitches down court to Michael Alderson, 3 seconds, pitches over to Du Bois, puts it up off the glass, he hits it, and he's fouled.
What a great way to end the quarter. Who end the harm, and Du Bois will have a chance to complete the three-point play.
Indeed he will, and boy, I'll tell you, that would be a big, devastating blow for Western Boone. They had a chance to at least cut it to 5 before they went to the second quarter. Now, if Du Bois hits this with 1.6 seconds to go, that hits this free throw, then it will be a 10-point game. So, yeah, that's a big momentum-shifting play. Because Western Boone, hung tough for most of the half. This is a game on paper in which, Cascade should win by about 20 points or so. As Du Bois hits the free throw, he has 5 and now second on the team behind Birch. So now Peyton Young to throw the ball in. He pitches over to now a long three-pointer by number 4. No good. There is no number 4 on the roster. So at the end of one quarter here at Clayton on Senior Day, Cascade off to a very good start. They lead the Western Boone Stars by a score of 16-6.
Yeah, I'm going to scroll down here and guess maybe that's Patrick Schallenberger, number 4 on the JV.
That very well could be, yeah. So he's not on the varsity roster, but he is on the JV roster, and that does happen sometimes. And, one thing that's annoying sometimes is that a player will wear one jersey for varsity and another for junior varsity. So,
well, and again, this is our final regular season broadcast for the Cascade High School, but we will have the postseason. Leck will be heading on his chariot.
Yeah, and I hope all of you will get out there to South Putnam. It's about 20 miles west of here. It's a straight drive on US 40. So it'd be great to get out there and get a nice road crowd for these kids as they go out. They're going to have a fair chance to win the sectional this year. Certainly, as we learned from the girls, there are no guarantees, but it is possible, especially if they bring their A game, which they've done more often than not this season. So now to start off the second quarter here at Clayton, Cascade already with a 10-point lead. So now you have Marshall Hodgson, the only senior starter for the Stars. And now it's stolen there by Benson Walker. He's a 6'6 sophomore who's had some good reserve minutes lately. Gives it over to Michael Alderson. Back over to now for a three-pointer from Hopper. No good. Rebound there by Freeman. And now Hodgson will bring it up. He's the team's starting point guard. He leads them, like I said, in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Now Duncan Reed with the ball. Over to Lucas Morton. Now back over to Marshall Hodgson. And now a three-pointer there, no good, but it is put up and in there by Peyton Young. The first points of the quarter, and those are the first Western Boone points by someone other than Lucas Morton, who hit 2 3-pointers there in the first quarter, accounting for all the Western Boone points. So 16-8 your score now inside to Alec Alderson, who's apparently fouled. Duncan Reed made a move, and I guess they're going to say he made contact there. 6:59 to go, in the second quarter here at Clayton on Senior Day. This is the second Senior Day that Rob and I have covered for the cadets this year. First one came back on January 26th. The girls had an easy win over Speedway, a team that doesn't even have a JV team. And now a three-pointer there by Alec Alderson. So he has 5 points. So it's a 11-point lead, the biggest lead of the game for the cadets. 6:46 to go here in the second quarter. Now Duncan Reed with the ball throws over to Hodgson. Now a three-pointer there off the rim, no good by Lucas Morton. And I'll tell you, Hodgson with the ball now over to Schallenberger. But I'll tell you though, now another three, no good, and this time now Schallenberger fights for the rebound, and it's they're going to give a jump ball possession arrow favoring Cascade. But yeah, he fought over it with Stevenson, who regularly has been starting lately, but gave up his starting position to senior Chase Edwards tonight as all 4 seniors start. Some coaches will automatically start all the seniors on senior day, some don't, but it's happened both times for Cascade this year, and now we got to travel there by Alderson. So I'll tell you, Cascade has committed 2 or 3 silly turnovers now. If you take away those, they might have already put this thing away. As it is, they lead by 11, 6:09 to go here in the second quarter. Overall, a very good senior day. And we see the cadet. Rob and I were and we commentated the game. I think it's been about a month or so ago. It might have been on senior day, the girls' senior day, when the mascot was introduced for the first time. No, I think it was during the Cloverdale doubleheader. But anyway, now the other end, Schallenberger drives to the basket, puts it up, no good. Rebound by Hopper. He's hacked going for the rebound. I think they're going to get Freeman with the foul. 5:49 to go here in the. It's going to be on Freeman, his second, team fourth. Cascade, by contrast, has committed only 1 foul so far. So now I got a inbound pass knocked out of bounds to Cascade. 5:45 to go. Hopper now to inbound. Over inbounds to Alec Alderson in the backcourt. Back over to Hopper. Now over to Evan Birch. Back over to Alderson. To Du Bois. To Alderson to Birch. To Alderson. Puts up a wide open 3. And he swishes it. So Alec Alderson with a game-high 8. And now Cascade starting to get a firm grip on this game. They lead by 14 points, 22-8, with 5:14 to go here in the second quarter on senior day at Clayton. Hodgen with the ball now. Pitches over to Miller. Now he is over to Freeman now. Back to Hodgen. Over to Morton. And now a three-pointer from the corner and he hit it and he's fouled. So Lucas Morton with a game-high 9, and he's almost single-handedly keeping the Stars within relative striking distance, as he has a chance to go to the line for what I believe is only about the second or third 4-point play that we've commentated this season. It is up, and it is no good off the back of the rim. Nevertheless, and now Birch fakes a 3 on the other end, pitches across court to Hopper. Now he dribbles over to the top of the key, passes over to Birch. Now over to Alderson near the midcourt line. Now over to Hopper, back to Alderson, back to Birch. Now cross court, almost threw too hard, but it's retrieved by Hopper. Now over to Alderson, back to Hopper, back to Alderson. Again, a 2-3 zone by the Stars. It's been the predominant defense that we've seen in this game tonight. So now cross court to Birch, back to Alderson. Drives inside the lane, now pitches back out to Birch, nearly loses it, but maintains control. Now inside to Du Bois, but it's knocked away and nearly stolen there by the Stars, but it is knocked out of bounds to Cascade with 4:09 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade with a 22-11 lead. Looks like this is going to be a pretty easy win, as it was for the Lady Cadets on their senior day against Speedway. I think they won that game by about 45 against the much overmatched Lady Sparkplugs. So inbound from Hopper to wide open Du Bois, who lays it in with 7. The Western Moon player gambled too much going for the steal, leaving Du Bois wide open for the easy lay-in. And it's a 13-point lead for the Cadets now, a little over a quarter and a half into this game. So now we got Peyton Young with the ball over to Morton. Now Miller in the corner pitches over to Morton for 3, and he hits it. So Lucas Morton with 12 tonight. All of his points coming at 3-point field goals. cutting the lead to 10. Unfortunately for Western Boone, they only have 2 other points from the entire rest of the team. So now Alec Alderson with the ball for Cascade, 3:17 to go. Pitches over to Hopper. Now over to Birch, cross court to Alderson. Now pass deflected out of bounds there by Morton. And Morton only a sophomore, by the way. So, Morton's certainly the future of this program. You got to be excited. If you're a Western Boone fan, you're going to have the young man back for a couple more years. So Western Boone certainly no reason to think that they're going to, only be a 5-win team next year, and that certainly even more so the year after that. After these, and the thing is, one thing, and I've seen this before in 5 years commentating high school sports. We got a now inside to. Hopper, hook shot is good. So Hopper on his senior day with 5 points. Very balanced scoring for Cascade so far. They have a 12-point lead now on the other end. A 3-pointer from the corner, no good. Air ball rebound by Du Bois. Pitches down court to Birch. Now he drives to the basket, turns around, puts it up off the glass. He travels. Looked like he was going to have a chance for a 3-point play, but they said he traveled. So Western Boone with the ball, trailing by 12, 2:44 to go here in the second quarter at Clayton. Marshall Hodgen, the only senior starter for Western Boone, brings it up, and now a near steal by Birch. Now inside to Gilliam. Now Hodgen has it, gives it over to Young. Hodgen is now standing back with the ball at the near the midcourt line over to Miller. Back to Hodgen. Now back to Miller. Over to Young. Now back to Morton. And now over to a 3-pointer there. No good. Rebound, however, by Jack Gilliam. And now Gilliam gives it over to Hodgen, who the team's leading scorer on the season, gets his first points on the assist from Gilliam. So now only 4 points on Western Boone apart from Morton's 12. And now a wide open 3 by Du Bois, in and out. Rebound by Young. Western Boone trailing by 10, and the ball trying to stay in striking distance. I'll tell you, Western Boone has probably taken 6 or 7 3-pointers tonight that were about an inch away from going. They're taking very good shots. They're just not falling. So
they're only down 10. So if some of those go, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. So they certainly are. Now no good on the jump shot there. Rebound, however, and he got a foul there, putting it back up. That was Jack Gilliam, a junior, for the Stars. He's averaged only 1.8 points a game on the season, but he did get the start tonight and has played heavy minutes. Now he's going to the line. They said it was in the act of shooting. Only 4 fouls, however, on the game against Cascade. The first free throw is good there by Gilliam. So now Stevenson coming in for Birch, who is likely to sit down for the rest of the half. Second free throw by Gilliam is good. He hit them both. So 3 different Stars have 2 points, while Morton has 12. And it's a 26-18 Cascade lead, and now Western Boone takes a timeout. 1:38 to go here in the first half. Well, I'll tell you, Cascade certainly did not take this team lightly. And I think, when you look back at the Cascade girls' loss to South Putnam in the sectional a couple of weeks ago, I think the nutshell description of the game is that Cascade took the game too lightly. They had the attitude that, we beat this team by 22 in the regular season. This should be an easy win. And South Putnam came out fired up, played a very swarming defense, got an early 11-point lead, and made Cascade spend most of the game playing catch-up. And really, Cascade just played most of the game like they were out of sync. And I think, that game really served as a warning to the boys that you've got to take every opponent seriously. And hopefully they'll, take that attitude into the tournament, into the South Putnam sectional in a couple of weeks, and get the first boys sectional championship for the school in 11 years. They actually won the sectional in Chris DuBois' first 2 seasons as head coach. And they won it the last year before him, too, but they haven't won one since. And that account, those 3 sectionals, so from 04 to 06, those were the 3 of the 6 in the school history on the boys' side. They've also won 2 on the girls' side in 86 and 07. So now the ball knocked out of bounds to Cascade with 1:16 to go here in the second quarter. We're coming at you live on audiosportsonline.com. My name is Lex Zorn, joined by Rob Kendall. This is Senior Day. This is our last regular season broadcast. This has been my 14th trip out here to Clayton this year between boys and girls basketball. Hope to be coming back here for many years to come, not only to cover basketball, boys and girls, but also other sports as well. So now Alec Alderson with the ball, takes it around several defenders, gets it inside to DuBois, but he's blocked. And rebound there by Hodgen. Gives it up to Peyton Young. Back over to Hodgen. He's directing the offense. Guarded by DuBois. Now behind the back dribble. Pitches over to Jack Gilliam under a minute to go now in the first half. Back to Marshall Hodgen. Wide open for 3. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound there by Hopper. So Cascade with the ball. 40 seconds to go in an 8-point lead. They very well could hold for the last shot here. So Hopper with the ball, guarded by Morton, the leading scorer of the game, the only double-figure scorer for either team so far. Gives it up to Michael Alderson, 27 seconds to go, over to Alec Alderson. Near the midcourt line, guarded closely by Young. Now a steal there, and going for the layup. It is good there. So that was Lucas Morton, his first 2-point field goal of the game after 4 threes. And he has a game-high 14, cutting the lead to 6. 6 seconds to go now. Hopper takes it down to the other end, finds a wide-open three-pointer. That's good there by DuBois, and that ends the half. So after a little bit of a breakdown that got Western Boone back in it, the three-pointer by Dalton DuBois gives the Cadets some momentum back, and the team's head to the locker room with the Cadets having a 9-point lead here at the half, 29-20 here on audiosportsonline.com. So
One half in the books, and as
yes,
you said, that's a 2 in a row for Dalton DuBois, ending the quarters with 3-point plays, because don't forget he got the hoop and the harm.
Yeah, that's right, he sure did.
First quarter of action, so you look at the score and you say 9-point lead, you take those 2 out, though it's only a 3-point game.
Yeah, Western Boone has been a little more competitive than I thought, although it should be noted that, they have, over their last 9 games, they're 4-5, a big improvement over the 1-9 start. They have, other than Hodgen, the team's leading scorer with 12 a game, their second, third, and fourth leading scorers on the season, including this sophomore rising star, Lucas Morton. Their second, third, and fourth leading scorers are all sophomores, so certainly Western Boone is a team of the future, but Cascade is a team of the present, and they are getting the edge tonight by a score of 29-20. So let's look at the individual scoring. First of all, for the Cascade Cadets, Dalton DuBois has 10, Alec Alderson has 8, Evan Birch has 6, and Jaden Hopper has 5. So DuBois, the junior team's second leading scorer on the season, is the leader tonight. But it's the other 29 points all scored by the seniors. Chase Edwards, by the way, the only senior who has not scored yet tonight for the Cadets. Back on the girls' senior day, all of the seniors except for Laura Batts scored. But anyway, on the Western Boone side, Lucas Morton has a game-high 14 points. And then other than that, Peyton Young has 2, Marshall Hodgen has 2, and Jack Gilliam has 2. So now as we got 8:23 to go on the halftime clock, let's take a look at what Cascade has in store. Now, next Tuesday night, the Cadets play their regular season finale out on the west side of Indianapolis at Covenant Christian, which is best known as the alma mater of the late, great Andrew Smith, who's a member of those Butler teams that went to the national championship games in 2010 and 2011. Sadly, Andrew died last year after a long battle with leukemia, but his memory certainly lives on. And next Tuesday, Cascade will be finishing the regular season out at his alma mater. Covenant Christian is a relatively short drive from here. It's only about 30 minutes. Just take US 40 down to 465, take it up to the 10th Street exit, and it's just about a mile north of Ben Davis. You can get the directions, the exact directions online, of course. But Covenant Christian enters this game with a record of 8-11. They are a fellow Class 2A team. Should be a fairly, winnable game. Although that will be their senior day, certainly they'll be playing, before a very fired up home crowd. And then after that, then the cadets will then move on into sectional play. They play in sectional 44, as do the girls. However, the location is different. The girls host their own sectional, whereas this sectional will be hosted by South Putnam, which is located about 20 miles west of here in Putnam County, of course. And the other teams in that sectional are Cloverdale, which should be the odds-on favorite to win. They're led by Butler signee Cooper Neese, who we saw here in this gym about a month ago. Certainly, probably one of the top 3 or 4 players ever to play in this gym. He averages 30 points a game on the season. At least he did last time when they were in town. And then they also have another superstar. Neese is a senior, but they also have a great junior star for the Clovers. A junior by the name of Jalen Moore, who averages 23 points a game, hit the game-winning shot in the last second of that thriller, breaking a tie there about a month ago, in a heartbreaking loss for the cadets. I know we would love to get revenge in the event that we, have another matchup with the Clovers in this tournament. And but anyway, Cloverdale currently has a record of 17-6. Cascade at 12-8 coming into this game has a tie for the second best record in the sectional, along with Monrovia. And it should be noted that let's see. We did beat Monrovia during the regular season back on December 2nd. We beat them by a score of 51-43, and then the other two teams in the sectional are the other 3 teams of the sectional are Southmont, who's 9-9, North Putnam, who's 9-12, and of course the host school, South Putnam, who's 5-14. And let's see how Cascade fared against those teams in the regular season. Sometimes, head-to-head matchups don't mean much, as we saw in the girls tournament, where we beat in the regular season we beat South Putnam in the regular season by 68-46. That's a 22-point margin. But then in the sectional, we lost to them on our home court by 63-52, an 11-point margin. So that's a 33-point turnaround. So I don't even know how much meaning this has, but it's interesting to look at the head-to-heads anyway. So like I said, we beat Monrovia 51-43, and then let's see, we beat South Putnam 58-53. We beat South Putnam 64-37, and then let's see, we lost to Cloverdale 76-24. So we're 3-1 against the other sectional teams. So overall, that's pretty good.
Well, and as the girls proved earlier this year, unfortunately on the not so good side, it throw all those records out.
Yes, yeah, that's right. As interesting as it is to look at the head-to-heads, they don't mean everything, certainly.
All right, let's thank our sponsors: Platinum Partner CJ's Pizza, Platinum Partner AIC Irrigation, Diamond Partner North Salem State Bank, Diamond Partner Best Way Drywall Incorporated. Also, thank you to Scott Stevens, the outstanding athletic director here at the Cascade High School, as well as Mr. John Acton, the outstanding principal. They've just been so good to us this year, and we really, really, really have enjoyed coming out and bringing you the Cascade High School basketball, girls and boys, all year long. I'm Rob Kendall, along with Lex Zorn. We're at the half, 29-20, 9-point lead for your cadets over the Stars of Western Boone. And Cascade looking to end the year with a record of, or at least not in. They still got some more to get done, but move to, I guess, is what I'm looking for. 13-8 on the year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if they win out their regular season tonight and then Tuesday at Covenant Christian, they will have a 14-8 record, regardless of what happens. Even if they lose tonight and then Tuesday and then their first sectional. In their first sectional game, they nevertheless are guaranteed of having a winning season They clinched that last Friday, a week ago tonight, with that big win over the Eminence Eels, one of the great names. Second time we've had a great nickname team here at Cascade this season. Of course, we had the Speedway Lady Sparkplugs back on January the 26th for the girls' senior day, as I mentioned earlier. But now, let's take a look at the Sagarin ratings for the South Putnam sectional. This isn't the gospel, but nevertheless, it is interesting to look at, just like the head-to-head matchups.
Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you.
Thanks so much, sir. Thanks to the awesome staff, they're giving us a going away present for the to commemorate our last home game this year.
Your skin and bones. Eat up here. Eat up.
Yeah, they just handed me a cupcake here and a bag of potato chips and a bottle of water. Wow, they're really laying out the red carpets for us, even more so tonight than usual. So, thanks very much to the great staff here at Cascade. You know, I've been commentating high school sports for 5 years. I hope to be doing it for, at least another 43 more. I say that strategically because I'm 46 now, and I've always been saying since I've been doing this, I'm going to try to outlast Vin Scully, who just retired at 88. So now my goal is to go to at least till 89. So I got to go at least 43 years, so I got to really take extra good care of my voice, as well as my brain, because you got to be able to think quickly to do this. And, the older I get, the more I try to do things to mentally stimulate myself. Like, I study foreign languages, I play words with friends, just to keep my mind sharp, And commentating basketball and football is another way to do that, because you just have to be such a quick thinker. And although sometimes part of the charm of this job is the mistakes that you make. Sometimes, when I listen to the playbacks of my games, I get a kick out of it where I'm thinking hard. I can tell that I was thinking hard to say something, that at that moment when I'm listening, I know exactly what I was trying to say, but I couldn't think of it, when I was trying to say it. So, anyway, but before we start the half, let's look at the Sagarin ratings for the sectional. There are a little over 400 teams playing high school basketball in Indiana right now. And of the 6 teams in the South Putnam sectional, Cascade almost has the highest Sagarin rating. Southmont is first with 170. Southmont is ranked 178, followed by Cascade at 180, Cloverdale at 183, Monrovia at 224, North Putnam at 296, and South Putnam at 344. So now starting off the second half here, South Putnam has the ball. Down by 9, they still have a fair chance to make something of this game. So Marshall Hodgen with the ball now. The team's leading scorer on the season, only 2 tonight, though. Lucas Morton leads all scorers with 14. Now pitches to inside to Garrett Miller, tries to post up on Du Bois, but pitches back out to Peyton Young. Now a drive to the basket, feed Miller, shot fakes, then puts it up, and he draws the foul. No, I'm sorry, that was Morton, excuse me. Morton. Well, I'll tell you, from the side view, Morton and Miller, I wonder if they're related because they look very similar, but now Morton going to the line. The foul will be on Du Bois. That is his second, the team first of the half. I don't believe either team got into the bonus in the first half. So now 7:37 to go. Lucas Morton steps to the free throw line. He is the future of this program. In fact, you can make it with 15 points now. That free throw is good. You can make a case he's the president of the program as well. He has 15 points. The rest of his team a combined 6. And a second free throw is also good. So Morton now with 16 points. Nobody else for either team has more than 10. Nobody else for Western Boone has more than 2. So a 7-point deficit now for the Stars. Morton single-handedly keeping his team in this game as Hopper has the ball now at the other end for the Cadets. Pitches over to Alec Alderson. Now drives inside the lane, pitches back out to Evan Birch, fakes a 3. Now dribbles inside to Du Bois, puts it up off the glass. He hits it and he's fouled.
Boy, Du Bois has played a great game tonight, and a couple of big three-point plays to end each quarter really put some separation between the Cadets and the Stars, and right there a chance for another three-point play.
Yes, Dalton Du Bois with a team-high 12 for the Cadets. He averages 15 on the season, as well as nearly 10 rebounds a game. He hits it, so completes the three-point play. He's completed 2 three-point plays, as well as had a 3-point field goal. He has 13 points overall. So now 7:04 to go now at the other end. Nice drive to the basket and puts it in over Du Bois. That was a great move there by Peyton Young, who has 4 points.
You know, we've mentioned this a couple times throughout the broadcast tonight, but Western Boone has some guys that can play right now, and they're only going to get better as the ball is knocked loose into the backcourt. Scramble is on, and the Stars come away with it.
Yeah, so now Miller with the ball lays it in there. So Garrett Miller's played, I believe, just about the whole game. He gets his first points, cutting the lead to 6. So the Stars still within striking distance. You got to give them credit for hanging in there and playing tough. They're a very young team. Like I said, Rob, the second, third, and fourth leading scorers, all sophomores. And one of them, Morton, is the game's leading scorer tonight. Now a three-pointer there by Birch at the other end. In and out, rebound by Du Bois. Puts it up, and he's fouled.
And, you know, Dalton Du Bois is going to really be the key once we get into the tournament. As he goes, so go the Cadets. And he's really going to have to step up and play.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, you think back, Rob, you know, we've commentated a little over half of their games this year. You go back to that game there as Du Bois hits the first after a couple of bounces. You go back to the second half of that game at Plainfield in the semifinal round of the Hendricks County basketball tournament where he played the game of his life. And, you know, really thoroughly outplayed as Du Bois hits the second one as well. He has 15 now to lead the team. But that night, I mean, he thoroughly outplayed Plainfield's 6'10 center Gavin Bizot. And now at the other end, we got a three-pointer there by Miller, and he hits it. So Miller now coming alive. He's scoreless in the first half, 5 now in the second half, cutting the lead to 5. That's the closest, I believe that's the closest that Western Boone has been since the first quarter now. 34-29 your score, under 6 minutes to go now. Du Bois now drives it all the way to the basket, and it looks like he drew the foul there.
That was Alderson. You know, one thing, Black, with them playing that different starting lineup, and that happens pretty much every senior day, every school, everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of seniors, a lot of coaches do start all the seniors. You're right.
Yeah, but it kind of throws the team off a little bit maybe sometimes, as you got guys coming off the bench that normally start, and you got guys starting that normally come off the bench, and it just maybe throws the rhythm off a little bit.
Yeah, I think that certainly can be the case. Yeah. And then Alderson missed the first, and now his second one is up, and it is good. So Alec Alderson on senior day with 9. And it's a 6-point lead for the Cadets, 5:44 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. It's the last home game for Alec Alderson, Evan Birch, Jaden Hopper, and Chase Edwards, one of the great senior classes in the 53-year history of this school. Now, inside of the other end, no good off the glass by Hodgen. However, Morton comes away with it. I'll tell you, Western Boone has come away with probably in the neighborhood of 8 or 10 offensive rebounds tonight, and that's another one of the reasons why they have stayed in this game. So now, Morton with the ball, nice behind the back dribble, and now tries to find Miller inside, and now we've got I think they're going to get somebody for a push-off there on Western Boone. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be on Miller. That's going to be his... It's going to be his first now. And it's already the team fourth of the half, coming in less than 3 minutes into the third quarter now. Jaden Hopper brings it up for the Cadets. Inside to Ross Stevenson. Turns around, guarded by Miller. Now pitches... he looks to Birch, but then decides to go back to Michael Alderson, drives to the baseline, pitches back to Birch, fakes a three, inside to Stevenson. Now pitches back out to now Birch for 3, and he hits it. So Evan Birch now with 9 points.
It's a nice job that time. That's some big separation. Gets that lead back up to 9. A little bit of breathing room for the Cadets.
Yeah. So now, it's several times in this game, Cascade has threatened to run away with it, but every time. Cascade, now a near steal there by Birch, but he leaves the wide open to Young, who drives to the basket. No good, though, and we got a foul now with 4:18 to go here in the third quarter. Cascade leading by 9. Trying to give these seniors a great send-off as the girls got last month. Of course, sadly, the girls, though they won on their senior day, they did lose their final game that they played on this home court, which was in the sectional the next week. So now Michael Alderson brings it up for the Cadets. And now it pitches over to Dalton DuBois, fakes the three. Now back to Michael Alderson, drives into the lane. Now pitches down to Ross Stevenson, posts up, pitches back out to Michael Alderson. Now over to Alderson. Michael Alderson keeps himself inside to Stevenson now. Over to Hopper. Now over to Birch. Thinks about a three. Now pitches back out to Hopper, over to Michael Alderson to DuBois. Now back out to Michael Alderson to Birch, fakes the three. Then looks inside to DuBois, but pitches out to Michael Alderson. Now inside to DuBois. And now we've got there's a loose ball, and we got a whistle here. Let's see what that is. It's going to be against Cascade. It's going to be on Michael Alderson. That's his first, team second of the half. 3:33 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. Marshall Hodgen brings it up. Western Boone 5-14 on the season, but they have won 4 of their last 9 after the bad start. They're a very young team. They're second, third, and fourth leading scorers on the season, all sophomores. So they have a very strong foundation to build on. Second-year head coach J.R. Howell. So now Morton with the ball inside to Hodgen. Hook shot, no good. Rebound, DuBois. Even 3 minutes to go now. Michael Alderson brings it up, pitches down court to Birch, fakes the three from the corner, pitches back out to DuBois at the top of the key. Now over to Michael Alderson. Now Patrick over to Evan Birch, who puts up the three, no good, and it goes out of it's rescued by Western Boone, who will bring it up now. Morton takes it into the lane, pitches back out to a three-pointer. That's good. Okay, they said Tom Hendricks. Okay, he's wearing number 4 on the roster. He's listed at number 25, but anyway, thanks to the PA guy for the clarification. That cuts the lead to 6 now. So now inside to DuBois, who puts it up, and he's fouled. But, that's another part of the charm of high school ball. The number changes, changing somebody's number after they put it on the roster. So 2:17 to go now in the third quarter. Dalton DuBois going to the free throw line. It's going to be the foul is going to be on Hendricks. DuBois hits the first one. He has a team high and tying game tie high 16. Morton has 16 for Western Boone, and it's a 7-point cadet lead. So now DuBois puts second free throw is good, so he hit them both. So he has a game high 17 now. He's really he's been steady. He had 5 points in the first quarter, 5 points in the second quarter, now 7 points in the third to give the Cadets an 8-point lead. And he's going to be back next year. Boy, I can imagine what an emotional day it's going to be, a senior day next year when he plays his final home game after the stellar career he's had. And he'll be certainly moving on to play college ball somewhere. However, Western Boone hits a three-pointer there. That's Tom Hendricks with his second three-pointer. He has 6 now on the game, cutting the lead to 5. So I'll tell you, Western Boone is overmatched in this game, but they remind me of just a little dog who grabs a hold of your leg and just refuses to let go. I mean, they really should not, on paper, they should not be in this game now. But, I give them a lot of credit. And it's not a case of Cascade being lackadaisical and taking the game lightly. Cascade has taken Western Boone seriously. It's just that, Western Boone, they've just hit enough threes to stay in it. And, they've taken several others that could have gone. So if Western Boone had a very good night from the line, they very well could be in the lead now. Now with Alec Alderson going to the line, and Cascade now in the bonus with 1:43 to go here in the third quarter. Alderson's first free throw is up and good. So Alderson becomes the second double-figure scorer for the Cadets tonight. He averages 10 a game on the season. He has 10 tonight. Second free throw up and no good after a couple of bounces. So now Hodgen brings it up. Western Boone trailing by 6, 1:35 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. It's senior day for Cascade. So now a three-pointer there, blocked by DuBois, who gets it himself, takes it all the way down, puts it up, he hits it, and he's fouled.
What a play, blocking the shot then corralling the ball, then beating his opponent to the basket, and then, and most importantly, making the shot. What a play by Dalton Du Bois.
And then gave a very aggressive side high five to teammate Michael Alderson. So now Du Bois, no good. Still has a game-high 19, though, and it's an 8-point lead for Cascade. And I'll tell you, every time Western Boone is about to really get back in it, Cascade just makes a huge play. And I'll tell you that I know we got a foul there. I think they're going to get Michael Alderson for a reach-in. But, that's very rare. I've been watching basketball for 39 years now. Amazingly, I'm 46 now, so I've been watching it since age 7. And that's one of the few times I've ever seen a player block a shot, get the rebound, and take it all the way in himself. That's a heck of a move by Dalton Du Bois, and especially if he grows a few more inches, I think he very well could be a Division I player. Certainly he'll play college ball somewhere. The only question is where.
Yeah, and so athletic, and he's a good shooter,
yeah.
And just giving you a little glimpse right there of what he can do.
But now a three-pointer by Tom Hendricks, who suddenly has 9 points in this quarter, all on threes, cutting the lead to 5. So I'll tell you, Tom Hendricks, another sophomore for the Cadets, for the Stars. And, I think he's really going to live up to his name if he keeps this up. Hendricks, by the way, spells his name like Jimmy, not like the county that we're in. So now three-pointer by Du Bois, who hits it. So Du Bois with 22 points. This is senior night, but the game right now belongs to the junior star for the Cadets, Dalton Du Bois, who has 22, nearly half of his team's points. They lead by 8 now. Now a nice drive to the basket. No good, though. Du Bois with the rebound, 15 points, now 15 seconds to go. He pitches down court to Michael Alderson, misses a layup. Hendricks the rebound, and he's fouled.
Yeah, 11 seconds to go now in the third quarter, and that's going to be the fourth foul on the Cadets.
I'll tell you, Hendricks on the season, only 3.4 points a game. But, I think after the way he's played tonight, they might find some more minutes for him. And keep in mind that, the second, third, and fourth leading scorers for this team this year, Morton, Peyton Young, and, back to action here. Now a three-pointer there by Morton again, and he hits it. So Morton now with 19, and that's the end of the quarter. So a barrage of Western Boone three-pointers are keeping the Stars in striking distance as we get to the fourth quarter here on Senior Day at Clayton. Cascade clinging to a 5-point lead, 46-41. Dalton Du Bois, you have one player on each team who's single-handedly keeping his team in the hunt. Dalton Du Bois has 22 for Cascade, and Lucas Morton has 19 for Western Boone. And of course, also Western Boone got a lot of help in that quarter from Tom Hendricks, who didn't even start tonight. Well, he does average 6 points a game on the season. I said 3. I was looking at the wrong space on the roster. He averages 6 points a game on the season. But he got 9 just in that third quarter tonight. And so we should have a barn burner of a finish coming up. Hopefully Cascade will get the Senior Day win. And, especially for these kids who really, when they were freshmen 3 years ago, Cascade was coming off a 3-18 season. And, they clearly were a rebuilding project. They worked their way up through, 3 seasons around the 7-8 win mark before they finally exploded to 12 wins this year. Hopefully they got several more ahead of them, including tonight and, next Tuesday in the regular season finale at Covenant Christian, and then hopefully got a whole bunch in the tournament. So now Michael Alderson to inbound the ball to start off the third quarter for the
It's a big possession here for Cascade Leck. They're only up 5, as you mentioned. And right away, there's Birch to the hole, up and in for 2.
So Evan Birch now gives Cascade their third double-figure score. He has 11, pushing the Cadet lead up to 7 points now. 7:39 to go here in the fourth quarter here at Clayton. Now we've got Hodgen with the ball at the right perimeter, guarded by Alec Alderson over to to Morton, the team's leading scorer. Now over to Garrett Miller on the left perimeter. Now back to Hodgen. Over to Morton. Now three-pointer. No good off the rim. Rebounded by Du Bois. Gives it to Michael Alderson. Pitches down court to Evan Birch. Lays it in.
Back-to-back baskets by Birch to begin the fourth quarter, and the senior in his final home game making his presence felt.
So 13 points for Evan Birch on senior day. And now at the other end, Hodgen with the ball gives it over to Hendricks. Nice pass over to Morton, but he dribbles it back, past the three-point line, then pitches it over to Hendricks again. Three-pointers keeping the Stars in relative striking distance. They trail by 9 now with 6:40 to go in the game, barring overtime, of course. So now Hendricks with the ball, and now drives into the lane. And now over to Garrett Miller, back over to Hendricks, over to Hodgen now at the top of the key. Cadets playing a 2-3 zone. Both teams have played a lot of 2-3 zone tonight. And now three-pointer by Hendricks, no good. Rebound, and now we got on the rebound. I think they're saying that Du Bois got fouled in the act of going for that rebound there. That's going to be against Gilliam, Jack Gilliam. I've noticed the name Jack has made a comeback in the generation of today. I'm not sure what the origin of that is. There's certain names that really were out of style when I was a kid, but now we're back in style. Like, on the girls' side, you got Olivia. My niece is named Olivia. Of course, we got Olivia Bryant, the point guard for the Lady Cadets, who, glad to say, will be back next year. Very underrated player. So now free throw by Du Bois is good. They finally got their double-figure lead back, 51-41, 6:10 to go. Second free throw also up and good. So Du Bois with 24 points now, nearly half of his team's 52. So now Dalton Du Bois getting a much-deserved rest. Benson Walker, a 6'6 sophomore coming into the game. They're going to be counting on him to step up and play much heavier minutes next year, after these three starters graduate. Du Bois and Walker certainly could be a very strong Twin Towers combination at 6'5 and 6'6, especially if each grows a few more inches. So now Western Boone with the ball now, trailing by 11. Every time they looked like they were about to fade away, they have always come back strong and cut the lead, to within, 5 or 6 or so. But no good there on that jump shot there by Hodgen. And now Birch brings it down, pitches over to Walker, who lays it in. So Benson Walker gives the Cadets their first bench points of the game, and they have a 13-point lead. I believe that's about as big as they've led all game. So now Garrett Miller with the ball on the other end, and they've got a foul here against Cascade. Very sad note to pass along from sports, or at least pseudo-sports. Pro wrestling legend George the Animal Steele has died at the age of 79, and very sad to report. Real name William James Myers. He died today in Cocoa Beach, Florida. He certainly will be greatly missed.
What a talent.
Yep.
What a talent.
Yeah, that's right.
What's interesting about George Steele is we do this every broadcast, like we venture into the everything but basketball portion of the broadcast. George Steele became a very lovable character, but was originally cast as a very bad guy.
Yeah, that's right. And, when I was first starting to watch, and now Hodgen, they're no good on the layup attempt, and now Birch brings it down for the Cadets over to Michael Alderson, now over to Hopper for 3, and he hits it. So Jaden Hopper with 8 points now in his final home game. And now it looks like the Cadets have a firm grip on this one, a 16-point lead, 4:55 to go. They've really pulled away here. And now at the three-pointer there by, I think they're going to call it, was it 2 or was it 3?
I said it was a 3. It was an acrobatic 3.
Yeah.
And that was that Hendricks?
Yeah, Tom Hendricks, who has 4 3-pointers all in this half, cutting the lead to 13, but it looks like Cascade's got this one now. But, when I started watching pro wrestling closely, it was the mid-'80s during their renaissance when they were just starting to come national after Hulk Hogan became a household name there with his appearance in the movie Rocky III. And shortly after which, Vince McMahon signed Hogan and then started syndicating the WWF broadcasts all over the country, which had never been done before. Pro wrestling organizations prior to that had been, strictly local or regional.
Right.
But George the Animal Steele, that was back when he had his feud with Randy Macho Man Savage.
Right.
Where, he innocently gave flowers to Miss Elizabeth, who was, of course, the Macho Man's valet, and actually was his real-life wife at the time, although they later divorced. And sadly, it's really sad now everybody in that feud is dead. Both the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth have both died in the last few years.
And then George the Animal Steele was very involved in one of the great wrestling matches of all time, Ricky Steamboat and the Macho Man at WrestleMania 3. And hey, by the way, I was going to ask you, as it's 57-44 here from Cascade High School, 4:50 left to go in the game, Cadets with the ball in the lead. Did you get a chance to watch This Is the XFL, the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary?
No, I would love to, though, because I actually watched... Believe it or not, I actually watched the majority of their television majority of their telecasts, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about that league. I think it was better than it got credit for, but I think it's one of those things. I don't have enough time in this broadcast. There is Walker's foul going for the layup, but I don't have enough time to give my full thoughts on that league. But in a nutshell, I think the league could have survived and had moderate success. I think there were a lot of problems with the way the league was marketed that kept people from taking it seriously, and I think putting their games on major network, on a major network in prime time was an absolutely disastrous move. Their gate attendance was actually fairly good. It was about CFL level. Their cable TV ratings were actually okay, but their primetime NBC ratings were just awful, and that's what sunk the league. But the competition, actually, the quality of play there, as Walker misses them both. Quality of play in the league actually got better as the year went on, and there's enough of a market for football in the off season that I think they could have made it work. But they just made some terrible marketing decisions. So, well, yeah, I'll definitely look forward to seeing that. And of course, I've seen the one on the USFL, which has a lot, of course, on our current president Donald Trump, who was heavily involved in the USFL as the owner of the New Jersey Generals. And I was disappointed that that President Trump the other day has said that he will not be revealing his brackets to the media. So that's too bad, but certainly that's. I understand that the president has bigger fish to fry, and certainly wish him well. So now Hendricks at the free throw line. First one is up and good, cutting the lead to 12. I'll tell you, Morton in the first half almost single-handedly kept Western Boone in this game. Now in the second half, Tom Hendricks is doing it. So his second free throw also good. So Hendricks now with 14. Second on the team behind Morton's 19. And all of those 14 have come here in the second half. And now on the other end, though, Birch takes it up, and he's fouled by Miller going to the basket. So Cascade with an 11-point lead. And a little over half a quarter to play, 4:12 to go now, as Evan Birch will go to the line. That's going to be on Miller, and that puts Cascade into the double bonus. So far more fouls here in the second half than in the first. First free throw by Birch, no good off the front of the rim. But yeah, it's really interesting when you look at pro wrestlers, how so often, and Birch misses them both. That's unusual. So now Hodgin brings it down, trying to get the lead into down to double figures. Hodgin now pitches back down inside to Morton. Now over to Hodgin, back to Morton. Guarded by Birch. Now over to Peyton Young, back to Morton. Now over to Hodgin. Now a jump shot there by Young, no good. Rebound by Miller. Thinks about putting it up, but he pitches out to Hendricks, who puts up a three. No good. Rebound by Birch. 3:36 to go. Cascade with an 11 point. Now, but we got a steal there by Western Boone, and now a three-pointer there. He hit it. So Marshall Hodgin, the team's leading scorer in the season, only 5 points tonight, but he gets the team down to 8 with 3:22 to go. So every time it looks like Cascade's about to pull away, Western Boone comes striking back.
Yeah, give the Stars a whole lot of credit. They will not go quietly into the good night.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, like a little dog that grabs a hold to your leg and won't let go. So Alec Alderson now to go to the free throw line. The foul was on Peyton Young, his third. And first free throw by Alec Alderson is good. Alec Alderson, one of 4 seniors for the Cadets, playing in his last home game now. Walker sitting down. Du Bois back into the game. I believe we have the starting 5, the usual starting 5. And now Alderson hits them both, so he has 12 on the game. 3 double-figure scores for the Cadets, and now we got a timeout. Cascade with a 10-point lead, 3:22 to go here at Clayton.
Well, time running out for the Stars, but give them credit. They have hung around all game long, find themselves down 10 as your Cadets have still managed to keep a pretty good deal of separation out most of the game, but certainly 10 points, not out of the woods yet.
I'll tell you, especially if they keep hitting their 3-pointers. You hit a couple of 3-pointers on the next minute, you're right back in this game. But, back to George the Animal Steel, one thing that struck me, he lived to be 79. He actually would have turned 80 in a few weeks. And it's sad to look at it this way, but that's a pretty advanced age for a pro wrestler to reach.
Yeah, it is, and he lived in relatively good health until later on in his life.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you think about from those old WrestleManias, I was listening to something the other day, and you think about all those guys that are not with us anymore. It is staggering, and that was 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But, the Ultimate Warrior, the Macho Man, the Big Boss Man, Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog. Adrian Adonis.
Dino Bravo, Adrian Adonis, Roddy Piper.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude. I mean, it's just an endless Jimmy Snuka.
Snuka died? Oh, no.
Yeah, Snuka died a couple of months ago. And
okay.
Of course, I guess about a month ago now. But, of course, Snuka's life, later in life, was surrounded in controversy as he was later brought up on charges for murder. And then the charges were dropped when it turned out that he was not going to live to see trial. So, Yeah, it's fascinating, the laundry list of even guys like Brian Pillman and Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart, and just these guys.
Did you know? And now a wide open to Jaden Hopper, who lays it in. So Hopper gets his 10 points. So now 3 of the 4 seniors hit double figures on Senior Day. Now it's a 12-point lead for the Cadets with 2:51 to go. And I'll tell you, not only it's sad, not only the ones who've died, but the ones who've ended up maimed, like the Dynamite Kids. And you mentioned Davey Boy Smith has died. The Dynamite Kid basically is, basically living as a cripple over in England. And I think he's like living on welfare, if I remember correctly. It's a very, very sad situation there. So now, and now a steal there by the Stars, though. And now he takes it all the way up. Nice move there between Peyton Young. He penetrated between 2 players but missed the layup. He at least had the right idea. So now 2:24 to go. Western Moon's probably going to have to foul if they don't get a my mom just texted me. She said Moondog.
Moondog, Spot and the Moondog Vashon. And
yeah, are the Moondogs still living? And now a steal there by Hendricks. He takes it down against them, and then they let him have it, but he missed it. So now a couple of misses on short-range shots by the Stars in the last couple of minutes that could have got him back in it. And now they 2:01 to go, and there's a foul here. I believe it was Alec Alderson who's fouled. I got to look up the Moondogs, see if they're still living or not. I went I think it was the last year as a kid I ever dressed up on Halloween. I went as Moondog Spot.
Yeah.
I actually got a real bone and carried it around. I dyed my hair white, and I got a fake beard.
Hawk from the Legion of Doom, no longer with us.
Oh, no.
Earthquake.
Oh, no, God. I'm getting so depressed because I didn't know about a lot of these. Now Alderson hits the first one, and he hits the second one as well. So Alderson with 14, playing in his last regular season game. So now with a 14-point lead and 2:01 to go, it looks like the Cadets have this one. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. But now a drive to the basket, and now suddenly might have spoken too soon as Hodgson gets a layup and fouled in the process.
But like you said, almost 80 years old. That's a pretty good life for an average person. Certainly is so for a mainstream professional wrestler.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, you hate to look at it this way. 50 is an advanced age for a pro wrestler because a lot of them don't even make it that long. Oh, well, Moondog Rex is still living. He's 66, so glad to hear that. As Hodgin completes the three-point play. He has 8 now, so cutting the lead to 11, 63-52.
Dusty Rhodes no longer with us either.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. So, yeah, definitely. I always got a kick out of all the wrestlers who are from parts unknown. And another one really sad, Kamala.
Yeah.
He's had part of both legs amputated. I was really, really sad to hear that. He was one of my favorites. And so,
Gorilla Monsoon no longer with us.
And now free throw by Michael Alderson's good. Oh, no, it's very sad. Moondog Spot died. Oh, he died 14 years ago. I didn't even know about that one. Larry Booker, his real name.
Yeah, we say, man, there's been a lot, but you think about the life those guys live.
Oh, yeah.
Coupled with, any organization you look around.
So Hopper hits both free throws there to puts up Cascade's lead up to 13. Go ahead, though. And now an easy drive for Hodgin. He has 10 now. And now quick timeout by the Stars, trailing by 11 with 1:28 to go here in Senior Day at Clayton. Cascade looks like they're going to hold on to get the Senior Day win for this great graduating class of Alec Alderson, Evan Birch, Chase Edwards, and Jaden Hopper. Were you starting to say something, though, Rob, about wrestling?
I don't think it was of any relevance. I think I've pretty much relevanted myself out in terms of pro wrestling talk. But, yeah, gone but not forgotten. Some of the all-time
Oh, yeah, you're saying that the lifestyle, yeah. So it's, it is a tough lifestyle, all those days on the road, I mean, heck, they're out on the road 10 months a year? So, you do all that traveling, and then you get thrown around a lot, and then, a lot of them get on painkillers, which, is some pretty nasty stuff. And, I'm sure even though, wrestling is supposedly fake, let's face it, those guys get injured a lot. So, and now we got a foul here. So
yeah, the ones that kill you, though, and again, it's tragic anytime someone passes away, but it's not the 80-year-old guy. It's those guys like Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig that pass away in their early 40s, and Davey Boy Smith, and you just say, man, that's just not fair.
Oh, yeah, and, I think a lot of it, and you look at it, of course, a lot of, and I'll tell you, a lot of rock stars, of course, die young. There is Birch, it's the first one, and now his second one is up and good. So Birch now with 15 on Senior Day. So definitely a great way to close out the regular season for the Cadets. They lead by 13 now, 1:22 to go. Hodgin now, it's stolen away by Du Bois, and he's fouled there. So certainly it's been, overall not a perfect game by Cascade, but a very good game. I'd say I'd give them an A-/B+ for this one. Certainly, it's a nice send-off for the four seniors. Hopefully we'll get Chase Edwards in here to score before we're finished. There's Alderson hits his first free throw. Alec Alderson with 15 tonight. Only 2 bench points in the whole game for the Cadets, both belonging to Walker. So Alderson hits them both. He has 16, second on the team now. So now Cascade, I believe that their biggest lead of the game. And now we've got a steal there by Du Bois, who's fouled going to the basket. And we get a nice ovation there by Chase Edwards, the senior, who's about to check in to finish out his final home game on the floor. I'm not sure who he's coming in for. That foul is going to be on Miller. That's his fourth. I think they're going to call it a breakaway foul. So it's 2 shots on the ball. Du Bois' first free throw is up and good. He has a game-high 25. Dalton Du Bois has had some monster games this season, and, he's going to be back another year. This is Senior Day, but it's the junior star who's had the best game tonight for either team, as Du Bois has 26. And now he sits down, and Chase Edwards coming in to play like he's going to finish his last game on the court now. Hopefully he'll get some points here in this last minute, 9 seconds with his team leading by 17. Now inbounds to Edwards, and he pitches back out to Du Bois, however, and now Du Bois was fouled. So Western Boone down by 17 with 1:06 to go. Hasn't quite thrown in the towel yet. Maybe they're planning on hitting another 6 3-pointers in a row. But nevertheless, Cascade apparently on their way to their 13th victory of the season. Du Bois on his first free throw is up and no good off the front of the rim. And I'll tell you, this just shows what a competitive guy Dalton Du Bois is. He looks like he was upset just for missing that free throw. Now his second one is up and good. He has a game-high 27 there. So now Peyton Young brings it up. Now gives it over to Hodgson, who takes it into the basket himself. He puts it up and in almost uncontested. So Hodgson with 12 points now. And now we got a foul there. Alderson was fouled as he was about to throw down court to a wide-open Du Bois. So now 55.1 seconds to go. Alec Alderson going to the free throw line. The Cadets, as was the case with the girls this year, a good free throw shooting team. Certainly it helps, in games like this where you go to the free throw line a lot down the stretch. First one is up and good by Alderson. Now he's trying to hit his next one. And it is good. So 18 points by Alderson now. So 55.1 seconds to go now. And so now Peyton Young gives it over to Hodgson, takes it to the basket. Did they say he charged? I think they're saying that he charged into... No, they're going to say it's on Cascade. It's going to be on Edwards. So Hodgson will go to the line with 48.2 seconds to go. But yeah, I think with pro wrestling, the fact that they travel as much as they do, they wear down their bodies. They get their bodies are thrown around a lot. A lot of them get into drugs. A lot of them get into painkillers, and it's just not a good lifestyle. And and now a free throw is up and good there by Hodgson, who has 13, most if not all in the second half. So, I think it's even unhealthier than being a rock star, And now a second free throw is, I think there was a lane violation. So they're going to negate the second one. First one will count. So now Alec Alderson with the ball, 41 seconds to go. I think they give it to Chase Edwards. I think they're going to try to get him a score on senior day. He gives it up, however, over to Hopper. Now inside to Edwards. He puts it up. No good. Rebound there by Hodgson. He pitches down court to Hendricks. Lays it up uncontested. Hits it. So Hendricks with 16 now. Cutting the lead to 15, but only 23 seconds to go. And now Cascade takes a timeout.
Going to try to get some players in the game here and get a standing ovation for the seniors that will come off the floor.
Yeah. So now these seniors sitting down for the last time. I don't know if they're going to keep Edwards in the game or not, since he's barely played tonight, even though he did start. So now finishing out the game for the Cadets, we have Dalton Du Bois, who's a starter but is a junior. And we've got Bryson Phillips, Chase Western. Yes, that's his real name, believe it or not. Dylan Compliment. And who is the other one there? So, yeah, Edwards will not apparently get us. Ian Birch, okay. So, apparently, and now it's Steele there from behind there. But he, Hodgson stole it, but, his momentum carried him out of bounds. So, it'll be Cascade ball with 16.1 seconds to go. And now Du Bois coming out of the game. And now Zach Jacobs, a 6'1" sophomore, in for the Cadets. It looks like there's going to be no more fouling or shooting the rest of the game. So 7 seconds to go. So nice senior day for the Cascade Cadets. They get a 74-59 win over the visiting Western Boone Stars, closing out, not closing out the regular season, but closing out their home schedule. They advanced to 13-8 on the season, while Western Boone drops to 5-15. Great final home game for Ian Birch, Alec Alderson, Jaden Hopper, and Chase Edwards, one of the great senior classes in the 53-year history of this school. And they will go on to Covenant Christian Tuesday night to close out the regular season, and then the following week in the South Putnam sectional with the date and opponent to be announced Sunday night.
All right, well, that is going to do it for us. Big win for Cascade. They moved to 13-8 on the year. We will see you in sectionals. For Lex Zorn, I'm Rob Kendall saying have yourself a great evening.